Master!
What's up?
Who are you?
I'm Lagiacrus, obviously.
Is this some sort of practical joke?
No, it's Sunday, and I may not be Royal Ludroth anymore, but you still belong to me. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, welcome one and all to a showcase of all things mighty and magical and weird. The things that are hidden from most players of Monster Hunter simply due to a lack of looking for them. Mods! When it comes to the content that a game holds, there are only two ways of bolstering it. Title updates like the ones that we expect to happen extremely soon for Sunbreak, or the modding community, who go out of their way as individuals to change things in incredible ways that the developers might just never even consider. And while, well, the vast majority of these mods are somewhat creepy, I guess that's the way that mods tend to be in video games. There are, though, absolutely a few gems that simply enhance your general experience, and so today I'm here to show you the top 5 mods that I've seen released since the beginning of Sunbreak. The first mod today is called Follow Me, a particularly fun change to the follower system that quite simply allows you to bring an army of followers with you to every single quest that's in the game, not just a follower quest anymore. They're available for anything. Specifically, you can take up to 4 followers along with you for a full hunting party of 5. You can set their loadouts like you normally would for them, and you can choose to have even 4 of the same follower if you really just like one person. And the most impressive option is that one that changes the scaling to give your followers the equivalent of somewhat average player damage, because followers as default in this game do significantly reduce damage, and this also puts the monsters on multiplayer scaled health. Essentially, what this will do is allow you to have something surprisingly close to the experience of a multiplayer hunt while in a completely solo environment, and that's really cool. It's awesome for people who are hunting offline or people who just don't like other humans. I mean, we all have those moods sometimes, I can't blame you, but whenever you feel like that and don't want to deal with the harshness of being a monster's only damage target in a quest, you can now take this mod out for a spin and the game feels totally different. It's quite an impressive feat and it lets you totally shift the way that most quests feel, and honestly, it feels like a natural progression of the follower system in general. Of course, there is quite a bit of added on to make it actually balanced like players would be, but it fits the feeling and theme of the system and is really cool to have as an option when you are hunting.
I can make a million of me!
After that, we have a set of custom quests released as a mod trying to recreate the legendary difficulty of the Monster Hunter channel event quests from older Monster Hunter games, along with a few bonus quests as well, just for fun. But the channel quests here are the big star of the show. Essentially, these are just quests where you have to fight 5 monsters in the arena within the timer, increasing in difficulty and tier as you go up all the way to the channel finale quest, which is, of course, Furious Rajang, Scorned Magnum Malo, Shigeru Magala, Crimson Glow Valstrax, and Malzeno. So, you know, these quests are absolutely no joke. The health scaling is regular multi-monster quest scaling, so not lowered than it would normally be to make it easier than it should be, but knowing that some of these contain pretty difficult monsters and of course 5 of them to deal with no matter what, this is quite the experience to go into, each one presenting its own unique challenge for you to take on. You fight the monsters in the quest one at a time, so no easy mode getting multi-hits on multiple monsters at once, and then the next one spawns the second that it dies, not giving you even a moment's break. You face each challenge as it happens, defeat each monster as it shows up, and move on to the next threat. Overall, these are quite a good time, they're very enjoyable, and a great change of pace from regular quests. I definitely recommend checking these out if you're looking for a challenge, or even just for a little bit of a change of pace, something different. Third today, we have the Energy Blade Silkbind, a mod that replaces Ready Stance for Charge Blade with an old hunter art from Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, one of the coolest abilities that the weapon had in that game, if not the de facto coolest, and now you can just have it in modern hunting too. This essentially changes up the playstyle loop of Charge Blade completely, as this Silkbind consumes as many files as you have, and does relatively equivalent damage to a super amped element discharge, but to a singular body part wherever you hit. Of course, this means that instead of focusing on just SAED all the time, you can focus on using this, which is not only faster to pull off and much more focused, but as I've already mentioned, looks freaking awesome. As well, the mod creator specifically put it in the same slot as counter peak performance, which makes you have to play slightly differently, less based fully upon countering and more making you work for it a little bit. All in all, from my limited playtime playing with it, what I can say is that it actually feels quite balanced for a mod weapon change, and of course, it just looks sick as all hell. This is one of the coolest things that was a part of GU, and seeing it become a part of Sunbreak in any way, shape, or form is just awesome.
かかりましたね。
Fourth up today, we have a visual weapon mod for dual blades, the rainbow sickles. These things are absolutely gorgeous, replacing a few different dual blades models, and you can of course customize it to replace whichever dual blades that you'd like as well, replacing them with these jet black blades surrounded by blue and pink neon lighting. Obviously I'm a fan of these personally, based purely on my own color scheme's preferences, but they just look incredible even from an objective standpoint. A neat touch of course is because of the way that dual blades work. When you enter demon mode, you flip them around a bit, but when you do that, they just look like arm blades. It's a really neat aesthetic, and it uses a shape that has been used by dual blades before, one of my preferred shapes, and I know one that many people like, but it takes that shape and makes it totally unique with the color scheme that it has going on. And I just think that overall they're really neat looking. They're great. And finally today we have a mod that changes the base functionality of heavy bowgun in Sunbreak, crouching shot without the overheat mechanic. This new switch skill released in the game is a ton of fun, making heavy bowgun sort of like a semi-permanent Gatling gun, slowly speeding up your firing rate the longer that you hold it, not making you reload, with the only thing stopping it from being a constant barrage of doom being the little overheat bar that caps you off and makes you stop after a few shots to wait for the cooldown. This mod removes that, and well, yes, that does mess with the balance of the game, of course. It also makes it way more fun. Heavy bowgun as a stationary weapon that just slowly increases fire rate until it becomes a machine gun is an incredibly enjoyable way to play this weapon, and it is the type of thing that makes me actually like gunner weapons way more than I personally do at the moment, as someone who tends to stay away from that general playstyle. The results of this can get quite nasty to the monster, as even the overheat bar works differently depending on what ammo you use, so obviously the more powerful ammo you do this with, the more ridiculous it gets, like sticky ammo as an example. I love mods like this because of course the game isn't meant to work like this, but someone just sat there and said to themselves, you know what, this would be more fun this way, and then they made it happen without ever looking back. Sure, it messes with the balancing of the game, but who cares? It's a mod. Don't bring it into multiplayer, just put it on for a bit and have fun with a weapon that you may not really play otherwise. I mean, why not? And that wraps it up for the 5 mods I particularly wanted to showcase since the release of Sunbreak. Of course, the way that mods tend to work in these games is the longer that we are separated from the release date, the more mods we will get and the higher quality they will tend to be. As people understand the game more and have more time to see into the depths of the game files, more things can always change, and in crazier ways too, as they have more time to work on these mods. I cannot wait to see what else develops from the modding community, and I am just as excited to share it with you all as it does. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to check out the mods yourself if you're interested. Like if you like the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.